World's most famous raceway, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as we kick off the month of May, and a very special sponsorship announcement this morning with driver Sage Karam. We'd like to again thank everybody for coming out and joining us this morning. We'll have a photo op and a one-on-one opportunity as soon as we are done with the press conference. In the meantime, let's introduce you to the gentleman on the dais this morning. We'll start with Steve Laletta, president of Chip Ganassi Racing Team. Steve, good morning. Also Sage Karam, driver of the number 22 Chevrolet. Sage, good morning. Brantley Gilbert, country music star, 2013 Academy of Country Music New Male Artist. He has scored 4 #1 singles as an artist and songwriter, including the platinum certified Bottoms Up, the lead single from the forthcoming Just As I Am, slated for release May 19th. Good morning to you. Scott Borchetta, president and CEO of Big Machine Records. And last but not least, the grand entrance with Michael Fuchs, CEO of Comfort Revolution. Good morning. Well, we will start things also by introducing you to a couple of young men. Mike Hull, who is, of course, the managing director of Chip Ganassi Racing Teams here in Indianapolis. Mike, good morning. We will do a little singing with Brantley here in a couple of minutes, if you'd like to do a duet. Also, Dennis Reinbold, Dreyer and Reinbold, Kingdom Racing. Good morning, Dennis. Well, we'll turn things over now to Steve Laletta. An exciting announcement this morning, Steve. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Michael. Good morning, everybody. We're really pleased to follow up the announcement we made last week of our driver development deal in Indycar with Sage Karam, and the fact that he's going to run the 22 for the Indianapolis 500. We thank Dennis and everybody at Dreyer and Reinbold, Kingdom Racing for working with us, but everybody knows you can't get that done without the partnership to make it happen on the car. And we've been lucky enough to work with Comfort Revolution and Big Machine Records, Michael Fuchs and Scott Borchetta a couple of times over the years, and a couple of times this year at the 24 Hours of Daytona and the 12 Hours of Sebring. And we're happy today to announce that we're expanding that relationship to be the co-primary partners on Sage's effort at the Indianapolis 500 this month. In addition to that, we're bringing along Brantley Gilbert. He'll be on the car to promote his new release, Just As I Am. So he'll be featured with Comfort Revolution and Big Machine Records on the 22. And in addition to that, he will be on the remainder of our cars at Chip Ganassi Racing later this month for the Indianapolis 500 and then the 2 races in NASCAR down in Charlotte. So Brantley's image and his logo will be on the 9 target car of Scott Dixon, the 10 target car of Tony Kanaan, the number 8 NTT data entry of Ryan Briscoe, and the 83 Novo Nordisk car of Charlie Kimball. And then in Charlotte, he'll also be on the 42 Ineos car that Kyle Larson will run at the nationwide race on Saturday. And Comfort Revolution and Brantley will be on Jamie McMurray's Cessna Chevrolet SS for the Coke 600. So really exciting program. We're happy to have them along with us. Not only great companies, but both Michael and Scott are huge supporters of motorsports, and couldn't be more proud to have them as part of our team along with Sage.
Thank you so much. Scott, this is certainly big news. Tell us your thoughts on how this all came together.
Well, this is really great. And as Steve mentioned, we've built a really nice relationship with Target Chip Ganassi over the last few years. You know, we got to celebrate a 2012 win with Dario Franchitti. And Michael and I have become friends through the same relationship over the last couple of years. And the opportunity to work with Michael, who has mentored Sage from a very early age, and I'm sure he'll want to talk about that, to help him realize this dream to be at the Indianapolis 500 is something that is very similar to what we do with signing a new artist. You know, you see that raw talent, and you recognize the opportunity and the possibility, and it's very similar to what we've done with Brantley Gilbert. You know, Brantley is an amazing artist who broke out of the Southeast, and we joined forces about 3 years ago. We have the current #1 single in the country with Bottoms Up, and as mentioned, the great new album Just As I Am will be in stores on May 19th. And Brantley's a huge race fan, and so today we're officially announcing that Kurt Busch is not the only one doing the double. Brantley Gilbert will be doing the double as well. And we're aligning with the Armed Forces Foundation to do a mile-for-mile challenge with Kurt to show just how hard both of these guys work. And so we're going to log every mile from Brantley's concerts, his promotional He's going to do this great bike ride that's going to start in his hometown of Jefferson, Georgia, just outside of Athens, all the way through to Charlotte, coming to Indianapolis, and then we're going to have a great Memorial Day celebration in Arlington. So we're going to make a lot of noise about the race. We're going to make a lot of noise about Target, Chip Ganassi. We're going to make a lot of noise about this fantastic new record. And really it gets back to kind of a selfish love of mine of music and racing. So we're going to make a big noise about something I'm very passionate about.
Thank you, Scott. Michael, quickly from you. Such a passion for cars. You're, I know, a car fanatic, and certainly your relationship with Sage has grown over these years, and with Ganassi Racing now. Talk about this relationship and coming to Indianapolis this month of May.
I'm extremely excited to see Sage at this level now. I met him when he was 13 years old, and at that point I thought he had the heart of a champion, and I wanted to help him get there. And I've stayed with him through the USF 2000, the Mazda days, the Indy Lights, and now it's like the child grew up into a man. And extremely excited about the relationship with Chip Ganassi Racing. It's a new one for me, but I've really enjoyed my relationship with them at the 24 Hours of Daytona, at the 12 Hours of Sebring, and the people in general are terrific. So I'm only hoping to see Mr. Karam in the podium, and
No pressure.
no pressure at all. I told him no pressure, just win.
That's the best way to do it, especially here in Indianapolis. Thank you, Michael. Brantley, you're doing the double now with Kurt Busch. Going to be a very busy month of May for you. Walk us through everything involved, not only with the album coming out, but what your involvement will be throughout this month.
Man, we're going to put on a lot of miles on a brand new motorcycle that I've been waiting to break in. But we've been really busy on the road, and I think the word is they're actually going to try to kill me during release week. But no, you know, it's funny we talk about, you know, the revolution and development of you know, Sage, and I can relate to a certain extent. You know, my goal in the music business was to sell out the Georgia Theater. It held 90 people. It was 20 minutes from my hometown. And, you know, now we're pulling a double from Indianapolis to, you know, Charlotte. So, you know, everything comes in waves, and it's happened really fast, but we're really enjoying it and happy to be a part of something, especially a race like this that has so much heritage and so much history and tradition behind it, and watch this guy here hopefully pull something home with us. 'Cause I want one of them cool rings. I wear a lot of rings, but I ain't got the one they got. So.
Well, we hope that will be the result of this month of May. As we talk to you, Sage, I remember vividly years and years ago when you started in the USF 2000, when they just introduced the Mazda Road to Indy program, and you were one of the drivers that they said, keep an eye on this young man, and you're now getting ready to qualify for your very first Indianapolis 500. You had a little taste of it today. Talk about this whirlwind that's been your racing career.
Yeah, and it's a really cool feeling knowing to be the first driver to come through the Mazda Road to Indy program. It really shows how the program really works, and you know, I'm really looking forward to this. I got my first taste of it, like you said, this morning. At first, they said I was going to do an install lap, and that was it, and I wouldn't run until after lunch. And I did my install lap. I came in, I looked at Dennis, and I said, come on, that's the biggest tease you could ever give a new driver. So he let me go do phase one for my rookie orientation, and it was awesome. It was a dream come true. I remember coming to this race for the first time when I was about 9 or 10 years old with my dad, and you know, just walking through the tunnel and looking up, seeing the pagoda and everything, and just saying I wanted to win this race so bad one day, or just racing it. And you know, now that that's a reality, that we had the opportunity to qualify for it, is just it's an amazing experience. But like I couldn't have done it without any of these guys next to me. You know, Michael's been there through my whole career, starting in USF, actually starting in Skip Barber. Really, he was that's when we met him when I was 13, and then just took me through my career. And I can't thank him enough. He's like a second father to me. You know, so and now we got a big machine on board with us, and this is going to be the start of a really good partnership, I believe, and really looking forward to it. I know he's been on a few cars, and you know, I want to get him another ring for his hand, and also like Brantley said, he's got a little bit of a ring collection going on here, and he looks like he'd look good in an Indy 500 ring.
Your very first time out on the circuit, what was the one memory you will take away from that very first lap you took?
Definitely crossing the bricks. It's almost like an exclamation point on how you've gotten there. I remember racing in Fontana last year, my last lap when I was gonna claim the Indy Lights title, and I had flashbacks of how I got there. You know, just everything it took to get there, the sacrifices, and what we really had to do, and you know, all the good times, all the bad times with me and my dad traveling across the country. You know, in the back of a little silver pickup truck, when all the other teams in karting were showing up in almost like Indycar haulers just for go-karts, and we're sitting there in a 1990 Toyota pickup truck with all our stuff, you know, thrown back. And, you know, it shows that the average American can really make his dream come true, and you know, that's what we're doing. So I went across the finish line, and it was almost like, you know, we did it. You know, we're here, so we just gotta, you know, we gotta capitalize off of it. And you know, like I said, making sacrifices and stuff. I'm missing my senior prom this year for qualifying. So, you know, I was really looking forward to going to senior prom, but I guess this isn't too bad of an excuse to miss it.
You win the 98th running of the Indianapolis 500. That's going to be a heck of a graduation party you're going to be having at the end of the month. We'll open the floor to questions. Chris?
Hey, Brantley, obviously growing up in NASCAR country, you'd heard of the Indy 500, and you talked about trying to sell out a 90-seat theater. What's it like knowing now that you're going to have your image on a car in the biggest race in the entire world?
Well, I think it's really comforting to know that thing's going to be running 230 miles an hour, so a lot of the skin defects and imperfections will be kind of a blur. Well, other than that, man, it's a wonderful feeling. And like I said, it's an honor to be, you know, a part of something. I'm missing my prom, too. Don't laugh too hard.
Anyone else? No other questions? We'll have a photo op here in moments, and then we will do our one-on-one question and answer session as well. Gentlemen, thank you for coming. Mike, Dennis, and each and every one of you. Looking forward to a fantastic month of May. We thank the media for coming out and joining us. We'll now begin the photo op and our one-on-one question and answer session. Again, thanks, everyone. Good luck, Sage. Have a great month of May.